I just got back from being away for a total of a day, I think, in which time I spent with some of my soul family. So some of my soul sisters that I got to spend quality time with. And I wanted to talk about how having healthy friendships in all aspects of our life is really beneficial to us for creating fulfilling lives and in feeling enriched in our lives in all areas. So these soul sisters of mine and I just spent time. We didn't do anything as far as activities go. We walked on the beach or we had dinner together, but we also didn't sit there and talk about all our problems either. These were conversations where we got to share things about each other and our lives and what's been going on, but it became this healthy sharing where we weren't diving into the negativity of things. We were sharing our experience of something. So there is research, so the Mayo Clinic will quote this as well, that healthy friendships actually, well, friendships in a healthy way actually make us healthier and our lives healthier. So healthy friendships can help boost our immune system and reduce stress and the stress impacts in our body. But they also, when they are healthy friendships, they also encourage us by default, naturally, to make better decisions for ourselves in our lives, because we are already in that process of caring about someone else genuinely as a friend, to want them to make the healthiest decision for their lives, and it encourages ourselves to do the same when we are in healthy friendships. So we have generally more healthier life choices when we have these friendships in our lives. And where we can block the allowance of creating and cultivating friendships like this can be in things like the workplace. I have had many conversations with people when I worked in corporate, but also post that, of how that they don't become friends with people that they work with. They keep a really clear boundary. And I can understand why, from the context of, if you get too personal, then they might see something or know something about you that is too personal, and then it removes professionalism from it, right? However, there's always a however. However, I would argue that when you limit this connection, you don't have to be besties with people you work with, but when you limit a genuine connection and you stop it from progressing genuinely before it even has a chance to, you limit your ability to receive these benefits from having healthy friendships in that area. And when we consider the fact that we spend, I think it's on average 90,000 hours of our life at work, in the workplace, if it's not exactly that, it's a shit ton of time in the workplace that we spend, right? And when you consider the fact that we spend so much of our time in the workplace like that, I feel like it's silly to sort of allocate that time to no friendship zone. I feel like it doesn't serve us, and it also doesn't help us build those beneficial relationships that can actually make work more productive and more efficient and generally a more enjoyable place. And when you look at the benefits of friendship that are about reducing stress, and the fact that workplace stress is super high at the moment, or in general, I think there's the glorification of workplace stress as well, of I must be stressed, I must be busy, and stress, otherwise I'm not working hard enough. That's a whole other conversation. But when we have that workplace stress that is already there, but we stop ourselves from something that can legitimately help us to reduce that stress just by nature of connecting with other human beings, I feel like we're kind of shooting ourselves in our own foot. I don't feel like it's beneficial for us to have that limit on that connection with another person. So there is an importance, it's twofold here, the importance of taking the time out and not underestimating the power of just spending time with those that you are genuinely connected to as friends. So I don't mean sitting there and having a bitch session as you catch up and whinging about life, but definitely sharing what your experience is. So it's a different kind of conversation, even if it may sound like it's the same in the sense of what you're talking about. It's a different way of bringing it in because it keeps your energy high. So if things aren't feeling perfect, I know that I've had moments where things haven't exactly been going the way that I wanted them to in life in general, and I kind of avoided catching up with some friends because I knew that it would just be this rehash of all the shit, and I'm like, oh, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the light things, or what I spoke about with my friends yesterday, which was everything good that is going on, or everything exciting that I'm working on, or my visions for what I want to do with my life in the next year, or what I feel about things, or how nice it was to spend time with family and cuddle my new baby niece over the weekend. You know, things that are higher vibration, that lift up my energy so I'm not so down and stuck in the mud with it. But I know that it can feel challenging when you are feeling stuck in the mud to reach out to people. But that is really why it's important to have those people that you can turn to. And it takes cultivation of that. That doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without the allowing of that natural connection to form, right? So you can't force it, but cultivating that more and more and allowing people to be your friends and to connect with in any way is so much more beneficial than sitting in your own stew of muck and stuckness and letting that same kind of low energy, whether it's toxicity, whether it's just feeling down, and that is all normal too, but when you sit and just feel stuck in it and letting that just swirl around you rather than actually sort of shifting out of that vibration of heaviness, you have to have something that comes in and changes that charge, right? So allow yourself to, if you feel safe to, and that's the other thing as well, when we feel like we're in environments, whether it's living environments and situations or work situations where we feel like we have to hide aspects of ourselves, we automatically feel more pressure. So when we feel like we can't show up genuinely in all of us, and I still mean professionally and genuinely, I mean, there are definitely certain things that you might not necessarily share around the boardroom table at work, but if you limit yourself from building those genuine connections out of fear of what someone might do to you if they knew a little bit more about the real you, that is no way to live, because you're living in fear. It might indicate that there is something about yourself that you're not accepting, or that you don't trust, or it might indicate that maybe you're in the wrong position or industry or workplace for you, or it might just indicate that people are going to feel those walls of, well, I'm not going to let you in at all because of something over here that I wouldn't share at work anyway, but you know, I'm still not going to build a connection because it's still too much. People are going to feel those walls, and that's what brings in hostility. That's what brings in that sense of misunderstanding another person's nature and another person's intentions, which can really create those tensions at work and in the workplace that don't necessarily need to be there, just because they might have been miscommunicated or they haven't been asked about, because assumptions, which is super fun as well. So maybe look at where you can cultivate genuine connections. Again, you don't need to be besties with everyone. I don't recommend that. I'm more of a quality over quantity kind of girl, but look at how you can cultivate genuine relationships with the people that you do spend time with, whether it's by default because you work with them, or because they are your friends, or that you could be spending more time with, and allow yourself to, and don't underestimate the power of having that, even if it doesn't make the problems go away that are kind of keeping you heavy and feeling stuck. it can shift your energy. It can make you feel so much lighter, so that when you come across the things that really piss you off and that are the things that are really bringing you down normally, you kind of have a different fire lit under you that actually gives you more energy to put in and implement change that is useful for you, rather than feeling stuck in the heaviness of this is bullshit and I hate it, but oh, I feel stuck. So friendships and genuine relationships in that way are so powerful. Even if you're an introvert, I am, but even if you're an introvert, we are still not meant to get through life completely alone. We are meant to learn from each other and grow with each other and uplift each other and commiserate with each other and hold each other and be in that space together, while also taking space for ourselves. So we need to have that human connection as well. So look at how you might be blocking that and see if you can really get real with yourself, even if you have excuses in the way. So again, it might be the workplace reason or excuse of, well, I don't like, if I'm personal with someone, then I'm not professional with someone. It's okay, but still make sure you acknowledge that that is something where you are blocking, even if you notice the excuse come in. But look at how you might be able to cultivate genuine connections with the people that you work with. I'm using that example, and see if there is a way around it, because I bet there is.